U.S. President Donald Trump is escalating his global trade war, threatening Canada and Europe with further tariffs. Just a few hours ago, he posted this to his social media. This was just before 2 a.m. Eastern, Thursday morning. He threatens, quote, large-scale tariffs, far larger than currently planned, if the European Union works with Canada, quote, to do economic harm to the U.S. This comes just hours after the president announced new 25% tariffs on all foreign-made cars. They're set to take effect in 1 week on April 3rd and are aimed at boosting American auto manufacturing. But experts warn that the cost of new cars could rise by thousands of dollars for U.S. consumers. Now, the tariffs will apply not just to imported cars, but also to car parts, with some exceptions no later than May 3rd.
This is very modest. And what we're going to be doing is a 25% tariff on all cars that are not made in the United States. If they're made in the United States, there's absolutely no tariff. Business is coming back to the United States so that they don't have to pay tariffs. This is something that people have wanted to do, presidents have wanted to do for a long time. A lot of them didn't understand it. It wasn't a priority for them. But foreign countries understood it very well. And they've really ripped us off at levels that nobody's seen before. But that's not going to happen.
The European Commission president condemning the new tariffs, writing, tariffs are taxes, bad for businesses, worse for consumers in the U.S. and the EU. Ursula von der Leyen saying that Europe will wait to announce any retaliatory actions. Canada, on the other hand, is ready to push back.
And this is a direct attack, to be clear, a direct attack on the very workers that I stood in front of. We will defend our workers. We will defend our companies. We will defend our country, and we will defend it together.
Meanwhile, Ontario Premier Doug Ford says, quote, Canada must minimize the pain for Canadians, maximize the pain for Americans. President Trump likes telling people you're fired. I didn't think he meant auto workers in the U.S. when he said that, end quote. The head of the United Auto Workers Union, meantime, says that he supports the new tariffs. He praised the Trump administration for addressing what he called, quote, the free trade disaster, although one economic analyst says that new tariffs will have a chilling effect on consumers.
He is going to really disrupt the auto industry rather than help it. Americans will keep their cars longer. They'll have to. They won't be able to afford them. They'll also have a lot less choice.
All right, let's get to CNN's Christy Muscat, who is joining us live from Hong Kong. Christy, good morning to you. Swift reaction from investors and some lawmakers. What's the response been like in Japan and Asia?
So, Rahel, in Japan, the prime minister there has said all options are on the table after the U.S. President Donald Trump announced 25% tariffs on all auto imports, targeting the world's largest auto suppliers, including key allies here in the Asia-Pacific region, like Japan and South Korea. These new auto tariffs, they kick into gear next week with collection beginning on April the 3rd. They will target trucks. They will target passenger vehicles, sedans, and cars. We also learned that auto parts, certain auto parts, including engines and electronic components, could be subject to an up to 1 month reprieve. Now, overnight, we heard from the U.S. president who took to social media to flex his tariff man might. I want to show you this post that he put on Truth Social just a few hours ago, saying this, quote, Liberation Day in America is coming soon. For years, we have been ripped off by virtually every country in the world, with friend and foe, but those days are over. America first, unquote. And with that post, the U.S. president is teeing up what's also going to happen next week, April the 2nd, which is when a day of reciprocal tariffs are expected to kick into gear. Now, earlier today, we've been watching investor action in the Asia-Pacific region as investors mull over what these tariffs mean for key economies here. We saw shares in South Korea, shares in Japan fall lower. Also, analysts and economists have been pointing out that these tariffs will be driving home very negative impacts to the economies of both countries, South Korea and Japan. South Korea, we learned that the country there is preparing an emergency response for the auto sector. And meanwhile, Japan, as stated at the very top, the prime minister saying all options are on the table. Look, last year, 2024, the United States imported some $474 billion worth of auto parts and auto products and automobiles. Where did those autos come from? I want to show you this list. Now, in terms of the top suppliers of auto parts and automobiles to the United States, on the list you have countries including Mexico, Japan, South Korea, Canada, Germany, and Rahal. Gotta point out the obvious here. All the countries on that list are close U.S. allies. Back to you.
Yeah. Christy Lustout in Hong Kong. Christy, thank you.